A house that looks ordinary on the outside, but inside is like a portal to another world. Impossible? Well, let's explore some houses where the contrast between the exterior and the interior is so stunning that you won't believe your eyes. Let's head to Japan, where it only takes 6 hours to build a house like this. These amazing houses are made of special polystyrene foam, which is 50 times stronger than ordinary styrofoam. But the most amazing thing is the price. The material for such a house can be bought for only $1,000, and at the same time, you get a full-fledged house of 50 square meters with 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. These houses are incredibly energy efficient. And don't worry about durability, these houses can withstand a 7.0 earthquake. But that's not all. The approximate lifespan of such a house is 300 years. Most brick houses don't have that kind of warranty. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Wait, is that Shrek's house? Yep, you heard it right. The big green ogre has finally decided to list his swamp on Airbnb. Located in the Scottish Highlands, this mud mansion is the perfect getaway for those who like their vacations with a side of "Get out of my swamp!" Complete with Shrek's signature outhouse, a fireplace that probably smells like onions, and a bed that's just right for ogre-sized sweet dreams, this place is layers of awesome. Just remember, if you hear All-Star playing in the middle of the night, it's probably just Donkey throwing a party next door. Donkey! The next living space is something straight out of your favorite anime, an adorable, toy-like apartment complex in Chengdu, China. Picture this. Each home is a colorful, dollhouse-like block with cute little gardens, fences, and a pastel dream world vibe. If Hello Kitty designed homes, this would probably be it. The 2-story units give residents their own private spaces, complete with room for small gardens and plants. It's like living in a toy town, except it's totally real. Whether you're into minimalism or just want your home to look like it came from a Studio Ghibli film, this is the place to be. Have you ever dreamed of living inside a volcano? No? You should. There's a hotel in Chile that looks like a real volcano spewing out water. The hotel only has 13 rooms, and to reach them, you have to walk across a suspension bridge. The picture windows are carved right into the rock, and the furniture is made from solid wood. It looks like it grew right there. And guess what? This hotel is eco-friendly. It's built with local materials and blends in perfectly with its surroundings. Harumi Yukitake's Mirror House is where vampires go to have existential crises. This house in Japan is completely covered with mirrored panels that reflect the surrounding environment. It literally disappears into the landscape, creating the illusion of invisibility. Imagine a village made entirely of colorful domes. It looks like someone spilled a giant bag of jelly beans in the desert. Located on Hormuz Island in Iran, these quirky domes are built from rammed earth and sand, which makes them not just eco-friendly, but also super sturdy. Each dome pops with bright colors, making this a paradise for Instagrammers. The unique design also keeps the interiors cool, which is a huge bonus considering the scorching desert heat outside. This vibrant settlement isn't just for show, though. It's an actual functioning village where locals live in style. Would you trade your regular house for one of these? Spanish designer Fernando Abellans decided to fulfill a childhood dream by building himself a secret studio right under a bridge in Valencia. This tiny space of only 7 square meters includes a sleeping area, a desk, and shelves. But the most unique feature is that the studio's fixed on metal rails and slides along the bridge, making it mobile and allowing Fernando to get into his secret hideout. Ever heard of a house that's good for the planet and your zen? Enter the world of Qatar. These adorable dome-shaped dwellings are made from a mix of hemp, lime, and sand. These mini homes are like nature's own igloos. But here's the kicker. they're built entirely without frames or load-bearing structures. That means you can build one yourself. So if you've ever wanted to live in a house that looks like it grew straight out of the ground, Qatar might just be your dream come true. Ever dreamed of a Martian vacation without leaving Earth? Look no further than Jezero in the Iranian desert. This glamping site feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie with its futuristic bubble tents scattered across the alien-like landscape. The design offers a perfect blend of comfort and nature. Think of it as luxury meets the red planet. It's the ultimate spot for stargazing or just pretending you're exploring Mars. This house in Portugal, wedged between 4 giant boulders, is the ultimate example of working with what Mother Nature gives you. Known as the Casa do Penedo, it looks like a cartoon dwelling, but inside, it's equipped with all the necessary amenities despite its primitive appearance. This next house quite literally involves living on the edge. Perched on a 140-meter slope in the Polish mountains, the Konieczny's Ark seems to defy gravity itself. Inspired by a typical barn, this avant-garde wonder was designed by architect Robert Konieczny, who also happens to call it home. The whole house is surrounded by large windows, and in order to avoid overheating and to protect the home, the entrance is made up of a mobile bridge. Don't worry, it is firmly anchored to the ground. The house actually touches the slope at only 3 points, giving the illusion that it's rolling down the mountain. Do you think penthouses can't surprise you anymore? Well, what about a whole mansion 130 meters off the ground? In India, an entrepreneur decided that a normal apartment wasn't enough for him and built a real mansion right on top of a 34-story skyscraper. This 3,700 square meter house includes 4 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, a movie theater, and even a backyard and a swimming pool. But the most amazing thing is the helipad. Now that's how to park right out front. In the Iranian city of Mosul, the streets are on the roofs of the houses. This amazing city was built in the 10th century and sits 1,050 meters above sea level, but the altitude range within the village is above 100 meters. Mosul has a unique architecture. The houses here are arranged in ledges, and the roof of each lower house serves as the yard for the upper one. The narrow streets and numerous staircases create a real labyrinth where it's easy to get lost. But the absence of cars makes Mosul a real paradise for pedestrians and lovers of clean mountain air. Ever felt like you were being sucked into a house? Well, then check out Inversion, a famous sculpture in Houston created from 2 buildings whose exterior walls were stripped away to form an impressive swirling tunnel. The sculpture attracted attention due to its fall through the buildings, but it was demolished a month after completion. Jalousie, Haiti's rainbow-hued slum, is a perfect example of how looks can be deceiving. This vibrant hillside community, home to over 80,000 people, got its colorful makeover as part of a $1.4 million government project. But behind the cheerful facade lies a stark reality: a lack of basic amenities like running water and reliable electricity, proving that you can't paint over poverty, no matter how bright the colors. The Duck Patrol boat takes blending in with your surroundings to the next level. It's basically a floating garden with an engine. This camouflaged marvel lets hunters sneak up on unsuspecting ducks while pretending to be a very mobile, very suspicious-looking island. Think your apartment is cramped? Wait until you see Magingo Island. This tiny speck in Lake Victoria is officially the most densely populated place on Earth. About 500 people live on the island, which is only 2,000 square meters. And while this rocky piece of land is no bigger than a soccer field, it still has 15 bars, a church, restaurants, and even a movie theater. But the island certainly can't boast about the smell, as residents only have 2 restrooms. what about spending the night in a concrete tube? At Mexico's Tuba Hotel, it's possible. The hotel is composed of massive concrete pipes that used to be used in construction. Each pipe has been turned into a minimalist room, one end of which is covered by a panoramic window that lets in daylight. There are 20 rooms in total covering a 220 square meter area, and the simplicity and speed of construction make the Tuba Hotel not only affordable, but also an environmentally friendly project. Welcome to Fujian Tulo, where being close to family means living in the same village as they do. These 46 structures in China are essentially villages wrapped up in one Tulo. Each Tulo is home to an entire clan, making family reunions less of an event and more of a daily occurrence. So if you visit, remember, you're not just touring a historical site, you're walking through someone's living room. Who needs Italy when you've got Gonvi? This incredible lake city in Benin is Africa's largest settlement on stilts. Imagine a whole town where instead of streets, you've got canals, and instead of cars, you've got canoes. It's like Venice, African style. The locals have mastered the art of aquatic living, with homes, shops, and even schools all perched above the water. This earthen shelter with a grass roof and clay fireplace is built quickly and provides warmth in the forest. These shelters are often used for bushcraft or extreme conditions when you need to survive in the wilderness. It's a simple but effective solution for protection from cold and inclement weather. But remember that such a guest may visit you. Fortunately, this wild boar is friendly and has known this forester for a long time, so you should think carefully before building such a shelter in the forest. Who needs bricks when you've got bags? These eco-friendly homes are built using the super adobe technique, basically stuffing bags with earth and sand. These bags are stacked in layers and fastened with barbed wire, creating dome-shaped buildings that can withstand extreme weather conditions and earthquakes. Such houses are not only cheap to build, but also have excellent thermal insulation. Thanks to this technique, a home can be built literally from materials found underfoot, making it an affordable and sustainable option for many people. Here, the monks of Meteora literally live closer to heaven. Perched atop massive rock pillars in Greece, this place was once home to hermit monks who hid from the world more than 600 meters above the ground. The monasteries were built in the 14th century, and getting to them is half the adventure. So I hope you're not afraid of heights, because you'll need to climb 350 steps carved into the rock face. Would you stay in a hotel made entirely of salt? This salt palace is made of more than 1 million salt blocks. The walls, furniture, even the beds are made of salt blocks. Don't worry, the mattresses are ordinary. Sleeping on salt wouldn't be very nice, but sitting on salt chairs in the restaurant is quite comfortable. Welcome to Setenil de las Bodegas, Spain, a town that literally lives under a rock. The town is nestled along the Rio Trejo, with many of its houses built directly into the cliffs, using the rock as natural ceilings and walls. This method of construction dates back centuries, providing both protection and insulation. Some homes extend deep into the rock, while others simply use it as a roof. The town's narrow, winding streets and unique rock formations have made it a popular destination. Setenil is not just a place to live, it's a masterpiece of natural architecture. The Bird's Nest at Tree Hotel in Sweden is where humans go to experience life as a sparrow, with a minibar. The walls and roof of the hotel are made of branches, which creates the illusion of a real bird's nest. This elevated, egg-shaped abode proves that nest nestling isn't just for the birds, and it's the perfect spot for tree huggers who like their nature with a side of luxury. I know everyone wishes they could live in a treehouse, so take a look at the Sanya Beauty Crown Hotel in China. This isn't just a hotel, it's a vertical forest of 9 skyscrapers. Each of these skyscrapers has a distinctive branching shape that resembles the crowns of trees. Often referred to as the urban forest, this architectural masterpiece contains over 6,000 rooms and covers an area of 500,000 square meters. If you ever dreamed of living off the grid, the village of Supai is a must-see. This is the most remote village in the lower 48 states of the USA. How remote, you ask? Well, it's so far off the beaten path that mail is still delivered daily by mule train. That's right, while you're getting junk mail in your inbox, these folks are getting theirs via Donkey Express. About 200 people live here, and the village is known for its stunning waterfalls and bright blue reservoirs. But the only way in or out is by helicopter, on foot, or horseback. Do you want to feel like a character from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Well, then you should visit the amazing village of Wanxian in China. Here, fantastic houses literally hang 100 meters above the abyss, clinging to steep cliffs. The houses are connected by narrow bridges and stairs as if built into the landscape, creating the illusion that the village itself grew out of the rocks. Despite their precarious appearance, they're very sturdy and even have swimming pools. This unique architecture attracts tourists from all over the world, and some of the houses are even available for guests. Although we can't yet communicate with UFOs, it's already possible to live in one. Kirby and Patricia have made their childhood dream a reality by building an amazing UFO house inspired by the iconic Jupiter 2 from the classic TV series Lost in Space. This 66 square meter futuristic home has everything you need to live comfortably. A moon lounge with a bar counter, a kitchen, 6 beds, and a bathroom. But the best part is the home's unique details, as there's a control panel just like a real starship, a collection of space-themed movies, and costumes. And if you feel like going back to Earth, just exit through the entrance hatch and you'll find yourself among trees, hills, and meadows next to a flowing brook. Imagine waking up every morning on a bed that sways gently with the waves. No, we're not talking about a fancy yacht. Welcome to the floating islands of Lake Titicaca. The Uru people lay these reeds to create a sturdy foundation, constantly adding new layers as the bottom ones decompose. But here's the kicker. These islands are about 15 to 30 meters in diameter and 2 to 2.5 meters thick, and the residents need to add new layers of reeds every 2 to 3 weeks to keep their island afloat. And get this, they even have solar panels now. So while they are preserving their ancient way of life, they're not missing out on Netflix. Now that's what I call a perfect blend of old and new. Who says you can't build a luxury resort out of plants? This eco-friendly paradise is a collection of stunning villas crafted almost entirely from bamboo. These bamboo beauties can reach up to 6 stories high, but don't think for a second that bamboo means basic. These villas come complete with all the luxuries you'd expect from a high-end resort. Wi-Fi? Check. Air conditioning? You bet. Fully equipped kitchens? Of course. Some even have private pools, because nothing says luxury like swimming surrounded by bamboo. One of the most impressive features are the carved roofs that can span up to 15 meters. Ever fancied having a drink inside a tree? Well, in Chudov, Poland, you can do just that. The Topola Tekla, a 300-year-old poplar tree that's not just a landmark, but a fully functioning mini bar. With a circumference of 7.25 meters and a diameter of 2.3 meters, it's still alive and growing. The tree's hollow interior, once rotted, now houses 3 tables where several adults can comfortably sit. Standing 25 meters tall, this Winnie the Pooh house has become a popular hangout spot. Ever looked at a giant steel sculpture and thought, I could live in that. No? Well, Robert Bruno did. Welcome to the Steel House, a 110-ton metal masterpiece that took a long time to build. This futuristic fortress was Bruno's 30-year labor of love. Without a fixed plan, Bruno kept adding and cutting steel parts like playing with a 250 square meter Lego set. Inside this rusty sculpture, you'll find bedrooms, a living room, dining room, and bathrooms. Sadly, Bruno passed away in 2008, leaving his masterpiece unfinished. But the story doesn't end there. The house recently sold for $250,000 and was quickly relisted for $1.75 million. Tired of the concrete jungle? Meet Bosco Verticale, a vertical forest growing in the center of Milan. This amazing project consists of 2 towers 110 and 76 meters high. But it's not the height that makes them special, it's the fact that a real forest grows on their balconies. Imagine, over 900 trees, 5,000 shrubs, and 11,000 plants turn these skyscrapers into vertical oases. Who would have thought that in the center of Milan, you could observe wildlife from the comfort of your apartment? Ever wanted to become a pilot without leaving the ground? The Costa Verde Hotel in Costa Rica has got you covered with their Boeing 727 fuselage home. This retired airliner has traded runways for jungle views, perched 150 meters above the beach on a custom-built platform. But don't worry about cramped seats and tiny bathrooms. This plane has been transformed into a luxurious 2-bedroom suite that would make even first-class passengers jealous. And the best part is that the wings have been converted into a terrace where you can sip cocktails and watch the sunset over the ocean. Welcome to Shabam, Yemen, the original Manhattan. This city of clay skyscrapers has been doing the vertical living thing since the 9th century. These mud brick towers reach up to 30 meters high, built without any fancy binding elements, just clay and chopped straw. Despite their age, the buildings remain inhabited and in use to this day. Furthermore, the construction technique hasn't changed much since it was first invented, and the city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a true architectural marvel. Imagine a building where every resident is ready for their close-up. That's the internet celebrity apartment in Hangzhou. The amenities and the look of the apartments are impressive, but not as impressive as the fact that at its peak, this beauty nest housed over 30,000 people with 20,000 live streamers working their magic. In Nacala, Porto, Mozambique, one man's unfinished high-rise is another man's playground. The locals have turned this concrete skeleton into the ultimate community center, complete with impromptu soccer matches and a concrete sandbox for the kids. The local village FIFA held the World Straw Cup, literally with a football arena made entirely of straw. This haystack stadium hosts an annual championship where players can practice their grassroots football skills on a truly organic pitch. This giant sculpture made of woven willow branches is one of the most impressive installations in the San Francisco Bay Area. The organic forms of the branches create picturesque patterns that create the structure of the building. The sculpture serves as both an art object and a place to walk, attracting tourists and locals alike. Concrete canvas shelters are the military's answer to the question, what if we made a bunker, but it could follow us around? These portable fortresses can withstand winds of up to 215 kilometers an hour and explosions from 5-kilogram charges, making them the perfect home away from home for soldiers. Ideal Park's underground garage system is what happens when James Bond becomes a suburban dad. This high-tech hideaway lets you park your car with all the drama of a spy movie, but without the explosions and car chases. Ideal Park is the perfect way to make your neighbors wonder, where did that Prius just disappear to? And that's all for now. Which of today's houses did you like the most? share your thoughts with us. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay on top of the weirdest architectural decisions. See ya!